Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video on East Coast Manga. So today I want to talk about Demon Slayer and give my first impression slash, I guess kind of review of Volume 1 along with the first episode plus like a little more. This has definitely been one of the more popular animes and manga, and I picked it up a little while back. It took me a little bit to read this just because I had a couple other things that I wanted to finish first, but I chose to dive into this last night and I absolutely don't regret it. I finished this in a day, or I mean probably like an hour and a half, but I finished this last night and then I watched a couple of the episodes today just so I could really gather my thoughts and my opinions on this series for you guys. So we are going to get into a little bit of spoilers, but it's just gonna be this volume. Like I haven't read any further, so it'll only be this volume and some things that I like and dislike about the manga versus the anime. So if you're not looking for spoilers, I'll just go ahead and say that I do recommend picking up this manga, although I do think that if you choose to watch the anime instead or you read this online, I don't think you're missing out on that much. Honestly, I think the anime may even be better than the manga, and I'll get into that right now. So overall, I really like this manga. I read this before I watched the anime, and I had overheard people say, oh, you know, it kind of seems like your typical shonen, and you know, it does something to differentiate itself, but it's still your typical shonen. And after reading this, I don't really believe that. I think it has similarities to other shonen, but I can definitely see why it's gathered so much popularity, at least through the anime, and now it's kind of shifting over to the manga. But I kind of have a reason to believe that the manga itself isn't really holding its own weight, but I'll get back to that point in just a second. So what I would compare this manga to is, it seems like it has a heavy influence from Attack on Titan or even Tokyo Ghoul. And you know, I say Tokyo Ghoul a little bit just because you have the ghouls and you have the demons, and they're both similar in the fact that they need to eat humans. But if things get a lot different further down the story, you know, don't kill me in the comments because I haven't really read too much of this. Like I said, I only have volume 1, but so far it seems kind of like similar antagonists. Now why I say Attack on Titan is because they both start off a little similar, and both their families basically being murdered, and you know, the town's having huge issues with people being killed, you know, either by Titans or by the demon in his village. And then also throughout the first volume, you come to realize that there's a task force essentially designed to kill and capture demons, and that's the Demon Slayer Corps, whereas in Attack on Titan you have the Survey Corps. Then of course you have his sister who turns into a demon, and then you also have Eren who turns into a Titan. So while I do think they're a little similar in that aspect, I mean, I really enjoy Attack on Titan. Like, it's one of my favorite manga in terms of like shonen slash seinen. And that's kind of where I put this category so far, as a shonen slash seinen, because, you know, shonen to me, like when I think shonen, I think, you know, Naruto or One Piece or My Hero Academia. And your typical shonen to me, like the character usually starts out pretty weak, and that's not the case. Tanjiro kind of starts off a little unique in having, you know, at least a little bit of a fighting ability, I guess you could say, especially with his hatchet move that he used when he was trying to get his sister back. And then I guess last thing I would compare, why I would compare this to Attack on Titan is, you know, on Attack on Titan you have the special blades to slice open the back of the Titan's neck to be able to kill it, whereas here you have the special blades to chop off the demon's neck to be able to kill it, along with, you know, also the whole sunshine thing. Honestly though, I thought this was a really cool concept, but I really love the twist and cliffhanger that it left off on too. Twist is in like Tanjiro seeing the two dead kids and training with the two dead kids. That was awesome. I love stuff like that when you really like just don't expect that whatsoever. Like when I was reading that, it really just seemed like he had other people who he was training at the time. Like I said, I really just thought it was an awesome twist. And then at the end with that giant mutant like freakish demon who purposely goes out to kill all of Lord Sokkenji's like trainees, and the fact that he puts them in these unique masks where you can easily tell like they're his trainees. I think that's just like an absolutely incredible addition to the whole story. And I really think that volume 1 like left it off at a great place to be able to, you know, be satisfied to a point because it was a great volume, but also feel the need to go out and grab volume 2. Now what I will say about the manga, and this is, you know, some people may like it, some people may not like it, is it moves pretty fast. And you know, that's very typical of manga compared to anime, but I feel like it kind of left something to be desired in terms of being a little more emotionally attached as a reader to, you know, maybe the rest of his family, or you know, maybe show a little more of the training. I mean typically I feel like with most animes or mangas you kind of want to skip over the training, but I'm not exactly sure with this one. There was a couple pages where it showed his training, but overall it kind of flew past it, which I guess going forward we'll see, you know, I'll see whether it's going to be a good thing or bad thing. Going back to my point earlier, so I think the anime is fantastic, and I think the manga is gaining traction. I think it's going to keep gaining traction because not so much that the manga is better than the anime. I actually almost want to say that the anime is better than the manga, but the anime, you know, animes come in seasons, so this is one of those that you just want to keep going and you just want to keep watching or you want to keep reading. So if it comes to a point where you can't watch anymore because they already finished the season, you gotta wait for the next season to come out, I think that has probably sparked some sales in terms of the manga. And definitely with this whole situation going on, I think it's gonna keep sparking sales with the manga, so it'll kind of boost the manga up. I think the artwork, it's not bad. Now this is only a first volume. I think it's not bad. I don't know if it gets any better, so you can leave it down in the comments if you think if you know it does get better. It really made it hard to attach yourself, like I was saying, to kind of the emotional aspects of the manga. I think the anime did a fantastic job when introducing the family, and even the dub version, I think the voice acting is actually fantastic. And I feel like you got to see his family a little more and just kind of interact with them, especially not his youngest brother, but like the one who's a little closer to him in age. I think they kind of even skipped over that a little bit. And I also think when he got back to the village, it was just a much more emotional scene seeing it in an anime rather than drawn, because I also don't think it was drawn that well, like the dead bodies and stuff like that. It just kind of felt like it was there, but it didn't really feel like there was much immersion. So I definitely felt a lot more emotion when, you know, when he went back to the village and saw, you know, in the anime, all his dead family members and then, you know, the rest of the town and stuff like that. And as much action as I think is going to be in this series, I do think there's definitely going to be some levels of emotion, and I think it's going to be able to be better told in the anime, which, you know, kind of sucks because I love manga, obviously, you know, my collection and everything, and I don't watch as much manga, anime as I read manga, but, you know, this almost seems like it's a story made for, you know, like a seinen artist who may add more details that you wouldn't really need in a shonen. But really, that's just my initial thoughts, and, you know, you leave it down in the comments what you guys think. You know, please don't leave any spoilers or anything like that. But yeah, this is really great. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet because, like I said, I'm also going to be one of those people who really want to continue it if I do watch the anime, and knowing that it's out in physical print and I can keep going is something that I'm probably going to have to battle with if I don't continue to just collect the manga. So yeah, that's been it for this video. I will catch you guys later. And thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. I do just want to really thank you guys. I really appreciate everyone who's been sticking around and commenting and just interacting in general. I don't think in any of my videos I've actually like asked you guys to subscribe, so, you know, the fact you guys are just willing to and, you know, actually want to watch my content, I really appreciate that. And moving forward, I already have a ton of content that's like pre-recorded that, you know, just to make sure I have steady content coming out for you guys, and then, you know, videos like this where, you know, I just kind of on a whim decide to record them and then I upload them. But yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for that.